Success isn't experienced by people who play it safe. You must engage. You must put your heart and your resources into the game, or you'll never experience the life you were created for. Let's jump in. Welcome to Success Sundays with Harrison. I'm your host, Harrison Wilder. I'm a corporate strategist and entrepreneur with an executive MBA from the George Washington University. I've managed two multi-million-dollar companies, and I advise top-level executives from a variety of industries. In this show, you'll find practical insights that will help you succeed as a leader in today's business environment. If you're serious about developing your skills as an executive, this is the place for you. Enjoy today's episode. I'm not saying that a successful life is risky, but rather that it requires trust, a belief that all things are working together for your good, and that God knows the plans that He has for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you. On that foundation of trust, you can confidently engage in the unleashed life. When my children were younger, it was always fun to watch them play games on the playground. A favorite childhood game is tag in all its various forms. Usually tag, however you play it, includes a home base. When a child is home, they are safe. They can't be tagged. They can sit comfortably, at no risk, and watch the game take place around them. But what's curious to me is that after a few seconds of sitting at home base, their eyes start darting around, they get themselves into position, carefully observing the movements of the person who is it, and then they make their move. They burst out of the safety of home base and back into the field of open play. But why? It's impossible to be tagged if they sit at home base. Why risk losing the game? Because sitting at home base is no fun. Running around, being chased, showing off your speed and agility, laughing, tripping, making a fool out of yourself. This is fun, and every child knows it. Home base is boring. The thrill is when you participate in the game. Well, inevitably, children grow up and life is no longer just about having fun. The appeal of home base, a place where you can't be hurt, you can't be disappointed, you can't fail, it's alluring. Walls are built to keep out threats. Niceties are added to make you feel comfortable. Routines are created so you don't have to worry. The world keeps moving outside of your home base, but nestled inside, you feel safe. I keep trying to live my life in safety. For instance, I am a master of routines. I like to believe that I can envision the perfect day, that I could control everything around me and everything would pan out just like I plan it. I fight for those routines and I shut out distractions. I ignore people that I'm supposed to love. I pretend like there is nothing happening around me and I try to execute the perfect day. And do you want to guess how many perfect days I've had? Not one. 16,125 days and counting, and I have yet to experience one that went the way I planned it. Well, enough about me. What walls have you built to keep you safe? Do you stick close to your trusted friend group? Do you refuse to allow anyone else in? Do you keep a nest egg that you can fall back on should things go wrong? Do you have the latest security system, 6 months supply of food, a good paying job? Can I share with you something that might wreck your world a little bit? There is no such thing as safe. Outside of tag, home base is just an illusion. One pretty minor situation outside of your control can throw off your routine. One correction in the stock market can destroy your nest egg. One person in your life right now can hurt you no matter how much you trust him. You're one downsizing away from losing your secure job. Safe isn't real. And the walls that we build up to keep us safe only serve one purpose: to keep us trapped inside. They keep us from where the fun is, off the field of play. They exist to keep us from danger, which they can never really do, when in reality, they keep us from opportunity, from growth, from experiences, from fulfillment, and from fun. The silly walls we construct around us have no power but to keep us inside. Successful people understand this. They don't pretend like playing it safe is an option. They know that the only way to experience success and fulfillment in life is to stay in the game, to leave the false comforts of home base and engage in the opportunities that come their way. And no, not everything will play out the way you think it will. And you will get hurt, and there will be setbacks. But if you stay in the game, you can't lose. Jesus tells a parable about a master who goes on a journey. He leaves 3 servants in charge of various sums of money, and 2 of the servants, they invest the money and they produce a return. While the 3rd servant decides he's going to play it safe. He buries his money in the ground. Well, when the master returns, the 2 servants who had invested their money presented the master with their earnings. They had both multiplied their money. The master rewards the faithful servants because they had multiplied the money that they were given. The 3rd servant presented back to the master what the master had given him. Now the master becomes angry with the servant who only gave back what he was given, and he punishes him. In fact, he takes the bit of money that he had been given to the unfaithful servant, and he gives it to the one who had produced the greatest return. For now, there's lots to pull out of the story, but I want you to see that something that you may have never seen in this before. There is no example of a servant who invests his money and then loses it. In this parable, everyone who invests wins. The only way to lose is to play it safe. Yet I find most people live, or don't truly live, in fear of losing. The expectation is that the worst thing that could happen is that you would invest your time, talent, or treasure into something, and then you would lose it all and have nothing to present to the master. But that scenario doesn't even cross the mind of Jesus when he is telling this parable, because he knows that everyone who stays in the game wins. He knows that every investment you make in yourself will produce a return. It doesn't always come in the way you thought it would, but everything is working for you. One of my mentors, Myron Golden, he says that everything works. Some things work for you, and other things work on you until they can work for you. Successful people understand that if you stay on the field of play, then you can only win. Safety is just an illusion. But you can be secure in this: you can't lose. Here's a success challenge for this week. What's the action that you've been delaying because you wanted to play it safe? Who haven't you called? What haven't you bought? What post did you not put out there into the world? Stop playing it so safe. Go and do it and step into the unleashed life. If you have any questions for me that I might be able to help you with in a future episode, post them down in the comments. Love to hear from you and to create content that's super relevant and helpful for you. So my team will see those in the comments and tee them up to me for future episodes. Until then, have a great week. I'll see you in the next episode. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. You know, great businesses and great leaders are built using effective communication. For more, go to speakingschool.com, grab my Elite Business Success Toolkit for free just for trying out our Speaking School membership. That's speakingschool.com. See you next time.